so today I want to introduce what is the difference between the TH12, TH22, and then the TH11. Now to introduce this TH12 and 22, first we need to understand what's the difference between the TH11 and the TH22. Now these are the ones made by OEM. The difference between 11 and 22 is, if you look at the holder itself, you will find that the 22 has these angles, while the 11 is smooth over here. The second one is, if you look at the shaft is almost circular on the 22, while on the 11 it has this shape, geometric shape. Now the reason that the 11 had this shape is that they used to depend on the shaft to hold the holder in the base and then not move. But the issue is that after some time milling, there was significant wear on the shaft itself because it's taking most of the load, that the holder will start wiggling in place, wiggle from left to right in this direction. And this was not good for them. So what they did is they introduced these angles. First of all, you have this angle, and then you have this angle, and then it's also angled this way. This angle holds the holder so it does not rotate in this direction. And then this angle over here, which is like this, holds it so it doesn't go forward. And then this angle holds it so it doesn't rock from left to right. This was a significant improvement from the TH11 to the 22. And they did a really good job going from 11 to 22 to solve the big issue. After that, let's look at the TH12. The TH12 is our own design. You'll see that if you look at the 22 and the 12, we also have similar angles, I would say. The difference between our angles and TH22 angles is, you will look at this angle, holding, the surface area is way bigger. And the reason we made this surface area bigger is because this is the most important surface and angle. The reason is that during milling, you're milling this in this direction. So all of the forces are concentrated this way. So they're all pushing the tool holder to rotate this way. So you need this surface area to be big because most of the force is going on this surface. The second thing we introduced is we introduced these grooves over here. Now, these grooves hold the holder on the base just like Legos. So even before using the bolt, the tool holder will be a perfect fit and it will not move from the base. Other than that, this angle over here is more pronounced than the ones over here. So if you look at the tool holder when it fits, and this one is the 22. Now, adding all of these designs, what it did for us is that it made the holder much more secure onto the base. Let's do a comparison. If both of them don't have the bolt, 22 and 12, they both don't have bolts. If I rotate them forward a little bit, it's secure in place, but this one goes. For me to make the holder fall, I have to rotate it all the way down. Well, for the 22, as soon as I go at an angle, oh, it comes off. So this means that the geometry of the holder itself is holding it in place, not only depending on the bolt. But in the 22, it heavily depends on the bolt to stay in place. This means that after 300 hours of use over here, you have to always maintain and tighten up the bolts for the 22. But with the 12, you can go 500 plus hours until it wears out and you need to change it. You will not need to maintain the bolts. it will always stay in place. If you want to compare 11 to 22, 22 is way better than the 11. If you want to compare 22 to 12, 12 is a little bit better than the 22, maybe more. Yeah, that's it.